I'll conclude all of this with a way to make all of these other things that we found out that might not be so hot better. Okay, and that's Kinstretch for me. Now Kinstretch, what we're going to do today is close to a level 3 class, which is a harder class than a level 2 or 1, just because I want to introduce you guys to it, okay? Kinstretch is not a mobility class, it's not a flow class, it's a preparation class, okay? So it's taking time to prepare each joint with the individual prerequisites of movement. Okay, so we talked about the ankle, we talked about the hip. If we know we have a wonky hip or a hip that just likes to stay inward, well, we're gonna make sure that that hip is working. We're gonna make sure that we take time to spend time on that ankle. Take time to spend on both ankles, okay? When your joints move better, the muscles get a lot more information. As the muscles get better information, they just are more compliant. I'm not going to bombard you with the physiology behind Kinstretch. I killed you guys with information today. I see it in your eyes, okay? You're exhausted. I'm sick of hearing my own voice, okay? Now, but what you need to know about Kinstretch is this, the bottom line, okay? Let's say I have a muscle that it's here. My elbow doesn't like to extend. Classical stretching, okay, will cause me to stretch and hold there. Now, it might be able to get me there for the time being, okay, but by the time I got to do this again, I got to do it all over again. Everyone's got that tight hamstring. Every time you stretch, it's tight, okay? So what I've done is successfully create space that I'm not able to control. The whole reason there's stretch reflexes there, where my muscle's setting there, is because it's not, my joints, my muscle doesn't recognize that as usable space. My brain is set reflexes to say, no, that's your end range. I've gotten used to this position, and this is a deviation from normal. So when I get here, I successfully create a useless range. What Kinstretch does is uses a sequence of contractions at these end ranges to not only override that stretch reflex, but to give the muscles the capability to control that. The range of motion that you gain is now active range of motion. You tell someone to get into the splits, okay, you're asking the muscle just to relax, relax, relax. Well, now that I have the muscle to relax, what happens? It's mechanically, if one thing humans are, they're very efficient. So if I have to do this, well, it's gonna be like, well, okay, okay, I'm just gonna turn off all my abilities to contract here because I don't need to. You're asking me just to relax, okay? But what I want you to do is gain range of motion actively. Get contractions that actually build that range of motion so we have usable space, okay? That's the fundamental of it for me. Before we get into it, okay, there's one cue that I think is important, and I refer to it as irradiation, okay? When I talk to you guys about getting stiffness in the torso so that everything around it moves, well, if I'm trying to move a shoulder, I might put tension here, I might put tension in my arms, I might put tension in my legs, pretty much everywhere where I'm not moving, okay? So if I ask you to irradiate, I want you to put tension in the spots that you're not moving. Cool? So a typical level 1 class starts off with something called a warm-up, called CARs, controlled articular rotations, only because we want to pretty much access the joint space we have existing on top of creating new space. Become aware of what is not moving, okay? So we'll start here, okay? So we're gonna start with the neck, okay? So I just want everyone to drop their neck down, okay? Now what we wanna do is find the outermost ranges of our neck, okay? So what we're gonna do is look down. We're gonna sweep over, look down to the left. Slowly move over to the left, look to the side. Now, a full rotation all the way around should take about 20 seconds, okay? Now, if we get to the back and we feel a pinch, we want to work around that pinch and not through it, okay? We want to really search within your own movement of where your restrictions are, okay? Now, when we get to the front again, I want you to go back the other way, okay? We're going to look down. We're going to look down to the right. As we get our head over to the shoulder, we're going to feel the opposite side really stretch. As we look into the sky, we start to feel our neck stretch on the front side. And we're going to get all the way around. And if that feels good, you can go ahead and do one more repetition, okay? Now, what I usually coach people to do is use about 10, maybe 20% of their strength to find and push through their outermost range of motion. Now, you might see that I start to shake around a certain point because I'm trying to get past what my existing stretch reflexes are, okay? Again, if there's a pinch, work around it and not through it. Good. Okay, we're going to move downward, and we're going to move our scapula. Now, remember our scapula, really important that we have a good rib cage position. Okay, so we're going to make sure our hips and ribs are nicely tucked together. Okay, we're going to keep our hands on our side here. Now, as we move, we don't want our hands to do any of this. They're going to stay at our side the whole time, okay? I want those shoulders to come up right to the ears, okay? If the neck starts to jut forward, okay, we know we're doing something wrong, okay? Because the scapula or the shoulder blade is going to now start to pull forward instead of straight up. So we're going to tuck our chin, we're going to keep our rib cage in a nice place, and we're going to bring the shoulders all the way up. Now, we're going to find the outermost range of motion again. So we're going to bring those shoulder blades up and out. Up and out and forward, straight forward, forward and down. When we're at the down, I want you to reach for the floor, okay? Now we're going to work our way backwards. We're reaching for the floor while we bring those back. Now, I don't want to lift my rib cage to get my shoulders blade. I just want to find the midpoint of the down and midpoint of my shoulder blade. So I want to pull downward, then together, straighten together, until I get back at the top, okay? Without changing the position of my rib cage, okay? Let's go the other way, okay? So we're going to start all the way down now, okay? So down, back, and in, just in and up, up and forward, and down. You guys should probably feel something move that doesn't usually move there, okay? We're actually moving our shoulder blades on our rib cage rather than moving the underneath part, okay? If that feels good, you can do another one, okay? Let's keep going. So now our shoulders should feel nice and loose a little bit, the scapula. Let's work on the stuff that goes into that scapula. Let's work on the shoulder, okay? So we're going to stay in this position. I want everyone to point their right hand forward, okay? Now I want to get their right hand forward all the way to the top. And what do we know that we shouldn't be doing? Lifting that rib cage up. I want you to bring it back until you feel your first roadblock, okay? You feel a pinch, work around it and not through it, okay? So if we're going to find our first roadblock here. When we do, our thumb is back. What I want you to do is, without changing the position here, I want you to start to turn the hand down. Good. Find as much rotation as you can. Remember, challenge. Use about 15-20% of your strength to find that. Now, as we go backward, we want to continue to challenge the shoulder to go in. Okay? So from that roadblock, we turn it all the way in, and then continue till we get down here, okay? We're gonna go, yeah, ooh, it's nice, okay? Let's get the thumb back now. So we're gonna drive the thumb all the way back until we hit our first roadblock. Arms should be straight here, okay? We're gonna turn our hand all the way out, all the way. You should feel things just stretching here, okay? And then continue to turn as we get to the top. We want to maintain our shoulders as parallel with the body as possible, okay? Let's do one more, okay, guys? That was only one repetition, okay? Let's do one more, okay? Bring it back as we hit that roadblock. When we hit that roadblock, I want you to really turn. Think about everything turning here, okay? Good. Just going to come around, make sure you guys doing this, okay? See, I see a lot of good positions here. so that hand is going to come straight up. That's good. You can use, so Dana's doing something really well. She's keeping her hand. Dee's doing as well. Giving yourself a little bit of feedback with the hand here, making sure that rib cage doesn't come up. Okay? And what we want to do is resist the temptation of torquing out. Okay? We're looking to improve the individual motion of our shoulder here. Okay? So as you get here, turn as much as you can. Good. Now we're going to continue that as you go backward. Good. Excellent. Okay? Be mindful of those tensions you feel. Okay? No one's shoulder here today is going to feel the same way. I can't feel it for you. So I want you guys to pay attention to where you feel that, because I can tell you one thing. If you have tension there, right now, you have tension there when you're exercising, when you're moving. You want to be better at lifting weights? You move that shoulder individually. You want to be better at yoga? We'll do this first, okay? Let's do the other arm, if you haven't got there already, okay? So again, that left hand, or if you started with the left, you can do the right, is going to come straight back. We're going to hit our first roadblock, okay? Don't let the head jut forward. I want you to turn that, the thumb is turning outward, okay? Turn hard. Get rotation everywhere through the arm, okay? Start to bring it back and still challenge the midline. Good. That's, you know what they call that? They call that Kinstretch face, Mike, okay? That's what they call that, okay? That's great. Mike's trying, okay? Good. Very good, D, okay? So if you've made it down successfully, let's go get back. Let's get our hand way back there, thumb first, okay? Now we're going to work on external rotation. So we're going to just turn as much as we can here, okay? And then we're going to continue to externally rotate as we come to the top, okay? Good. Let's go back one more time, okay? Now, for the Kinstretch people I'm submitting this to, you should know that there was about 3 hours of a squat workshop that I did before this. So I'm going to make this as close to, I guess, appropriate for squats as possible. So, in this position, okay, we want to now look at what do we need for a squat? That abduction, external rotation, yes? So I want you guys, you can take one hand, let's bring that way out here, okay? Now, usually there's a limitation in the elbow here because remember, that following that joint by joint approach, if the shoulder's not moving well, if the shoulder's not moving well, the elbow might start to adopt some properties, or scapula or whatever, okay? So I want you guys to bring it here. Now, I want you to turn that thumb back as much as you can. Back, challenge that, good. Now, I want you to continue to challenge that as we extend our arm. Like my shake there? Like my shake? I'm challenging. I'm trying to create new space here, okay? As I come back, I'm going to continue to challenge. Good. Okay? Let's go the other way. Good. Let's turn the hand the other way and extend. Okay? The whole time we're going to try and keep that shoulder parallel. Remember, we're under the bar right now. Okay? You can try and dip the wrist at the end there, try to get as much flexion as you can. Turn the hand over. Okay? Open that hand. Good. Let's try something here. Let's take the fingertips and just curl the fingertips. Now just curl the rest of the fingers and then the wrist. Now, let's turn the wrist down. You guys see that? Turning the wrist down. Then I'm going to work on getting my elbow down. Okay? You feel that? Let's get the shoulder involved now. Good. As much as you can. Really challenge that. If you have a pinch, don't go too far. Okay? Let's unravel. Let's do the shoulder first, then the elbow, then the wrist. Open up. See that? That's Kinstretch. Okay? Let's switch up. Let's do the other arm. Okay? Let's bring that arm into abduction, external rotation again. Okay? We're under the bar. Turn that thumb back as much as you can. Okay? You may or may not feel like this is as problematic as the other one. We're all different. We all have different asymmetries, different joint capabilities. Work with your limitations, okay? Explore them. Keep challenging that way as we extend the arm. Good. Okay? Maybe try and open the hand here. Really good. Okay? Let's bring the hand back up. Keep challenging the thumb backward as much as you can as we bring the arm back in. We're back under the bar here. Okay? Good. Very good, Brian. Okay? Turn the hand the other way. Extend and rotate the other way as much as you can. Drop the fingers downward. Let's get maximal wrist flexion here. Okay? Good. Let's turn it over. Let's just do that. Let's do that thing where we just curl our fingertips again. Okay? Just the fingertips. Then the full fingers. Then the hand. Flex that wrist. Turn the wrist down. Hard. Okay? Hard. Get that elbow to rotate inward. Get it up to the shoulder. Good. Okay? Now let's turn the shoulder the other way. Let's unravel as much as you can. Get all that out of the shoulder. Turn the elbow. Extend that wrist. Open the hand. Shake it out. Take a second to appreciate what your arms feel like. Do they feel like that stuff called Jello right now? Do they feel like you removed some restriction? I know we're in a sauna right now, but you know what? You've heard of hot yoga. This is a hot Kinstretch right now, okay? Remember, we like the island weather, okay? Everyone into all fours position, okay? Now, be in a position that you can actually see what I'm doing here, okay? Because what's important, we're going to actually get our hips involved. And we're going to try and make sure our hips are able to move without moving our back, okay? So, everyone in a nice tabletop position, okay? I'm just going to make sure that everyone's in a good spot because things have to be in the position to work. If they're not, things are going to move that you don't want to move, okay? Everyone looks pretty damn good here. So, what I want everyone to do right now is just to take your right leg, your right knee, and bring it as close to this armpit as you can without forcing the back. So it's going to look like this. Okay. Good. Now, everyone's got that? We're going to challenge the outer parts of this rotation, okay? We're going to bring the knee all the way to the armpit. We're going to explore the outermost ranges of the hip. So we're going to start to move outwards, okay? Keep challenging that outermost rotation. When we get to all the way to the side here, that knee is to the sky, okay? Keep it there, okay? Don't turn the body to get the knee up there, okay? As we're there, is everyone okay in that position? Take your time. That cramp is work through it, get back into it. That is not problematic, okay? I always say if you hurt yourself with doing body weight exercises, it's your fault and not mine. But it's not a permanent damage, bro, okay? Now, let's get back to that. I'm sorry. Now, Shelly, we want to make sure that we don't use the back, remember, okay? So we want to get that hip up, come up towards your armpit. Good. Get it outer as much as you can. If that's what you got, that's what you got. That's you, okay? Now, what I want everyone to do is now to look for internal rotation. So we're going to take that knee that's towards the sky. Now we're going to get the ankle to the sky, okay? Turn as much as you can. And as we get there, okay, we're going to want to work on the last hip motion, getting into extension, okay? So find the outermost range of motion that you got and then bring it back down, okay? You guys want to take 1 second just to watch me, what it kind of looks like? Okay? So I've started bringing the knee up. I don't want to do this. I want this all hip flexion. I'm going to challenge the outermost ranges of my hip. I don't want to do this. Okay? We're here. We're going to get internal rotation of the hip, extension of the hip, and then back down. Okay? Start with that, then go the other way. And if you hear some Snap, crackle, popping, maybe some rubbing. It's not always a bad thing. We're finding new space right now. Okay? Oh, you thought stretching was easy. Good. Now let's do a little bit of food for thought here. We're in a squat, right? This is essentially a squat. Okay? If my knee has to be up here, it has to be up here actively. We talked about this. Okay? So if we want to get there without involving our torso, we want to make sure we can do this without involving our torso. Think about that as we do the other side. Okay? And consistent with that concept of irradiation, I want you guys to really think about taking that big breath and locking your torso in so that all you move is what you want to move. Okay? Really good. Let's just try and keep all of this down. Remember, people screw up this lumbo-pelvis thing in two ways. They either involve the back when they extend, or they involve the back when they flex. This should be all done independently of the torso. Okay? You guys, how's the other leg going? Good? Relatively good? Okay, let's stay in the all fours position, okay? Now, we're going to work on our spine here, okay? We've now cleared up part of our hip portion. What we're going to do is, everyone's heard of that cat-camel position? This is easy, okay? What I want you guys to do is to challenge every vertebrae, one at a time, to get into motion, okay? So I might make it look like this. If I want to get flexion, okay, I'm taking a little bit out of the spine at a time, okay? I'm working my way, 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 and I might work my way back. Okay? It might not look like that at the beginning, okay? But it looks like what you're doing. That's all that matters. Explore your awareness of your spine, okay? Just try and individually take the motion out of each vertebrae as much as it possibly can before you move to the next one. Okay? That's so nice. You guys are almost touching heads. That's fantastic. Good. Okay, stay there for 1 sec. Just here. Good. Just here. Good. Just here. Good. 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 That's fantastic, Bear. Okay? You might notice now that there is a portion of your spine that might not move like the rest. You might find it really easy to move the bottom, but then all of a sudden it's like, or, you know? So this is something you want to work. We're now assessing our own movement, and I mean, if that's our obstruction, that shouldn't be there for very long because now you know what's there. Sorry, guys. I exposed you to you, okay? We're going to stay there for a second. Has everyone gone through the spine? Is everyone feeling good? Okay? I want you guys to spread the knees a little bit, okay? I want you to think about that cue I talked about of sitting between the hips and not over them. So we're going to take a nice tabletop position with the wide knees. We're going to tuck our chin, tuck our rib cage down, and try to sit between our hips, okay? Without, if you guys want to take a look up here, this is what a mistake looks like, okay? This is what it's supposed to look like. I want you to get as far as you can without involving the spine or the pelvis. Let's just get into those hips, okay? And just give yourself 2 or 3 repetitions there. Good job, guys. Okay, when you're ready, we're going to just have a seat. Only because I need a break. Just kidding. Okay, so we've talked about the imperative motion of the ankles to successfully lower our center of gravity. Okay, let's make sure that we have full ankle range of motion. Okay, so everyone take one leg of your choice. What I want you to do, Dana, can you see me? What I want you to do is take that one leg, okay? I want you to gas pedal all the way down till you're pointing into the floor, okay? So we're pointing this bent leg, and we're trying to poke our toes right into that floor, okay? Now, I'm gonna slowly try to drive my pinky toes all the way to the side here. We're looking for maximal ankle rotation, okay? So I'm going to come out and up, straight up and in, all the way down. Essentially, we're making ankle circles, people, okay? Here's the two ways we can screw up. We start to curl our toes and get our toes involved, or we start to involve our knee. Let's make it sure, okay? If you guys, really good way of doing this is hold on to the tip of the knee here, okay? There's that bone. If you feel that moving back and forth, we're probably not using our ankle to our maximum capability, okay? So I want you to drive that ankle all the way up now. Turn it all the way out to the side. Don't move this bone. Don't move the toes. Get to the side and down. Gas pedal down, okay? Gas pedal down. Let's move it all the way around. Make a full circle. Kinstretch faces everywhere. I love it. Okay? And let's go the other way. Keep challenging up. Remember, we're using about 20% of our force to explore the most outer range of motion, okay? We're making sure. And if you feel a cramp here, guys, this is your body talking to you. You are entering ranges of motion that are normal, that they don't see as normal. Get there, because eventually, if we're doing this every week, twice a week, every morning, eventually it's going to recognize it and it'll stop cramping on you, okay? We are very, very plastic individuals. We can make change, okay? We've done a couple rotations. We're going to work our way up. Now we're going to keep our ankle pointed upward, okay? Ankles pointed upward the whole time. We're dorsiflexed. I want everyone to get an underhook, okay? We're using the same arm as the same side as the leg. We're going to get a little bit of a jiu-jitsu hold here, okay? So we're going to get the ankle to stay pointed up. Now, what I told you to avoid, I don't want you to avoid at all. When you turn this foot up, turn it out, you're going to see that bone turn to the side. And when you stop, you're not done. Keep going, okay? Good, and then bring it back to the center. Let's try to go the other way. So we're working at rotation of the knee, okay? Is this painful? If you have an injury, guys, you work with your capabilities. I know you have something going on there, and it wasn't your fault. Okay? So let's make this a little more complicated. Let's not do this. Let's try and stay nice and tall, okay? Nice and tall, toes pointing up. I want you to turn this foot all the way to the side. Keep it there. Keep it there as we start to extend the leg. Turn that out. If you're not getting the whole way, that's cool. That's you. But I want to see some shake. I love that shake. Okay, good. Turn it inward while we're there. Return down. Good. Okay? Turn that foot inward now. Extend that leg as much as you can. Stay nice and tall. Turn it out. Keep challenging outward as you bring that knee down again. Good. Okay? Good. Let's switch legs. Okay? Wait a minute. Take a second to appreciate what one leg feels like than the other. Move your ankles up and down. Does that feel a little different? Ankles, the answer is yes. Okay? The answer is yes. Okay? Awesome. Let's do the other ankle. So, assuming the same position, I want you guys to challenge this foot down to the floor. Gas pedal. Gas pedal down. Don't involve the toes. Okay? Gas pedal down. Move that foot out towards the pinky. Challenge the down and most lateral part. Good. So you're pointing down and you want to get there. Now we're going to move down and out to just out. So we're going to turn our foot out. Remember, we don't... Sorry, you were using that foot. That's my fault. Sorry. So you're going to want to... Sorry? Hard not to flex the toes, right? You might feel a cramp in the foot. So you might see how we depend on other things while we're trying to use one thing, okay? Awareness, okay? So we're trying... So starting all over, we're down and out, all the way up, all the way around, and back, okay? Work at your own pace. Make it about 15 seconds to find that outermost range, okay? Work on it, okay? Once you go around, come back around the other way. Matt, how you doing over there? You good? You're hiding from me, bro. I know that. Good. That's great, buddy. Keep the toes out of it. Good. Okay, gas pedal down. Explore that range of that foot, that ankle, okay? You want to keep it all here. That's really good, buddy. Everyone ready to move up to the knee? If you don't hate me by now, you guys are really, really good friends. Okay? Here we go. We're going with the knee now. Remember, we're going to get that underhook while keeping that foot challenged upward. Okay? Now, as that foot's challenged upward, we're going to turn our knee all the way out. It's going to look like that. Okay? What are we not doing? That. Okay? So, turn it out. As we turn it out, let's extend and bring it in. Internally rotate, so get the toes pointed to the midline. And then go back the other way. Janine's having fun. So the ankle's all the way up here. Okay, so turn it all the way out. Find my finger here. Okay, stay with my finger. Extend the leg. Stay with my finger. Turn it out, turn it out, turn it out, turn it out that way, turn it out that way. Extend, 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 extend. Good, feel that shake? Good, turn it inward, turn it inward, turn it inward, turn it inward. Come back down, keep turning inward, keep turning inward. Okay, explore that knee. Okay, go back the other way. So now we got our hamstrings involved a little bit. Okay, next we're gonna get into a position we call the 90-90, okay? So, this involves a 90-degree angle at the front and a 90-degree angle at the back. Okay, so everyone, I want this front knee to be in line with your belly button or your navel. Okay? Or depending on where you are, that's probably not a good cue, okay? My belly button's a little bit off to the side after these last few months of dadhood, okay? Okay, so belly button towards the knee, okay? This back hip, it's important that it stays in line with the body, okay? This back leg is important that's a 90-degree angle, okay? So if you're back here, take a look, okay? Also, I always say use a cue I always use a cue saying pull yourself into posture. So if you ever find yourself in a really weird torque position, take a second to yourself to get tall. Get tall. Put your rib cage in the proper position. Put your pelvis in the right position. Okay? Get tall. Get in. Pull yourself into posture. Okay? Appreciate this position for a little bit. Okay? I'm just going to come around for a second and fix some of these 90-90s. Again, we don't want to fit a circle into a square here, okay? If you can't get there right now, okay, that's cool. We just want to be aware of what optimal is, okay? And what you guys might have already figured out, what comfortable is, okay? You might want to put one hand here and one hand here, okay? Now, let's get into some movement here, okay? I want everyone to make sure that their belly button is in line with the knee, okay? Now, I want you to try and pull your hip away from this knee. It's going to look a little like that. Try and pull that hip away from that knee. It might cause you to kind of fold at this hip here a little bit. You feel that? Okay? Now, lower yourself down a little bit till you feel a little stretch in the glute on this side, right around here, okay? So we're good. And once you feel that little stretch, stay there for a second. Now tilt your butt up to the sky. So we're going to try and do that, okay? You should feel that tension build, yes? Brian's face says yes. Okay? When we're here, how do we get past these positions? This is now a stretch reflex being elicited. How do we get past it? Contraction. Push this knee into the floor. Don't come off your butt, Mike. Okay? Don't come off your butt. Push this knee into the floor. Push the shin into the floor. Push the foot into the floor. If the floor was going to win, it would look like this. Okay? But it's not going to win. You're going to win. You're going to just squish that knee down to the mat. Okay? We're going to build this up. I want you to give 50% of your strength right now, right into that floor. Okay? 70% of your strength into that floor. Push harder. Get it as much as you possibly can. Keep going. Keep pushing. Knee, shin, foot. Okay? And while you're pushing right now, what I want you to do immediately after is I want you to take this other tissue and pull yourself further. So you're going to take everything that's opposite to this motion and pull yourself deeper. Okay? You're going to close this angle of the hip. Take the abdominals, take the adductors, contract them to pull you deeper. That should deepen that stretch. Keep pulling, guys. Get into the hip, not the lower back. And then relax. Now, when you relax, stay there. Let your body get used to this position. Okay? Once we gain the space, we're creating space right now. Once we create that space, we want to own it. And we own it by contracting. So we're going to wait here for a second. Okay? Pull yourself into posture. Make sure you're nice and tall. Okay? Nice and tall, but stay at that hip flex. Okay? Nice and tall, but keep that hip flex. Okay? Hip and not back. Push into the floor again. Push from the knee. Pretend there's a bug underneath that knee and you got to squish it down. Push from the shin. Push from the foot. Push it all down. Okay? Keep pushing. This should suck. Okay? Okay? Just in case you guys were questioning, this should suck. Okay? Now, as if you were picking your leg up off the ground, I want you to pull your torso down. Pull it further. And if you can, take that big breath. Put some tension in the hands. Put some tension everywhere and pull yourself deeper. Don't use your hands as a crutch right now if you don't have to. Pull yourself deeper. Pull yourself deeper. And then relax. Breathe while you're there. Breathe. Okay? Relaxive breathing helps you absorb that position. Big breath in. Big breath out. Big breath in. Big breath out. Good. Guys, push yourself all the way back to the top. Push yourself. Don't stop pushing until you get to the top. Okay? If you can, stay nice and tall here. Okay? If you have to use your hands, that's okay. Now I want you to take your